What's up YouTube, back today with another video here in the fish room, and in today's video I need to do a bunch of maintenance on these aquariums, so I figured I'd go ahead and take you guys along with me. So let's go ahead and get started. I gotta go ahead and do a bunch of aquarium maintenance. As you can imagine, it can be quite overwhelming taking care of this many aquariums, and I'm a busy guy. I work a full-time job, try to do YouTube, take care of, I don't even know how many aquariums I have, over 20 aquariums, and also a full-time dad. So have a lot on my plate, and as you can tell, it's pretty overwhelming. So I try to do the best I can do, but I'm not perfect, so sometimes I fall behind a little bit. So like you can see, this tank's evaporated a little bit. I also got to clean the filter on this aquarium. Mainly just do a bunch of little water changes and a couple little things here and there. Everything else is pretty good besides this FX6 filter on this tank right here. So I checked it last week and the flow was a little low, so it wasn't like a huge deal at the moment, but I knew it was coming up that I needed to clean it. So here I am today, and the flow is very, very weak today, as you can see. Let's see if I can get this up. Yeah, way too low. Usually that thing's spraying out all over the whole surface of the water, so that is a telltale sign that your canister filter needs to be cleaned whenever your flow is reducted that much. So I gotta get that filter clean, and let me tell you, I absolutely dread cleaning the FX6 filters. I don't know why. It's just a pain in the butt to me, and I don't enjoy it. It's probably my least favorite part of the hobby is cleaning these filters, especially canister. It's really just canister filters for me. I don't mind sponge filters or whatever, so, but yeah, I gotta go ahead and get that started. I'm gonna get this tank drained down and get that taken out. Now, actually, it might not even be this tank first that I'm gonna do. I might go ahead and knock out a couple other water changes first and then get to this tank last. So the first tank I'm gonna start with today is I'm just gonna go ahead and start with this 90-gallon right here. I'm just gonna drain the water down, give it a big water change. There's a lot of fish in here. There's about 50 of them. And if you guys are local and interested in some of these yellow blazes, go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram or the band app. I don't currently ship fish. I've talked about it in the band app. Why? Like I said before, I'm a pretty busy guy, so at the time it just doesn't work out. Eventually I hope to be able to ship fish to you guys and share some of my fish with everybody who watches the channel. Be a super cool thing for me to do. But yeah, I got this tank draining right here. So right now I pretty much just hooked this pond pump up to this python. It is a 50-foot python, and it goes down to my basement sink. I'll show you how that works here in a second. But yeah, I'm probably going to do like a 75-80% water change at least on this aquarium. There's a lot of fish in here, so the bioload is pretty tremendous. And I've just been underfeeding this tank to help with the bioload as well. There's a lot of fish in here, and they were a little on the fatter side, so I wanted to thin them out when I got them. Damn, boy, he's thick, boy! You'll have that, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I drain this out. Python hose runs down that way, runs down here, right under this goofball, down my hallway, and into my bathroom. So I'll go ahead and show you where the setup in the bathroom. So for those of you who don't know, this is how a python hooks up to your sink. The hose just runs all the way down here, hooks up to the sink. You unscrew the sink nozzle right there, as you can see, and then this little copper piece screws onto the sink, and then the green part, this is all included in the kit, by the way. This just screws right onto the copper piece, and then you just drain it in the tank. And then whenever you want to go ahead and fill it up, you just close this like that. Now it's draining, so I don't want to close it too long. But yeah, you just close that up, and then you turn on the water, and it'll start filling the tank. And as easy as that. And if you have even just one tank, I'd recommend getting this. It's a lifesaver to me. So if you have multiple tanks and you don't have one of these or something similar to this, I don't know what you're doing, and I'm sorry for you, because this was one of the best tools that I bought for the fish keeping hobby. I used to do it buckets myself, and this just saves your back, saves time, and makes your life so much easier. You just let it drain out till your desired amount of water is out of the tank, and then you just fill it right back up. And then I go to the tank and I also just play with this until I get the temperature exactly where I want it. So I can get the temperature pretty close to the temperature in the tank, which is a huge plus as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drain this tank down, and I'll catch you whenever it's filling back up. Alright guys, so I may have gotten a little carried away with how much I drained this tank, so I probably did like a 90% water change, which is no worries. But alright, so every week whenever I do my water changes, or at least I try to do them every week, but anyways, every time that I do my water changes, a good habit I do is I also clean the glass. So you might not really be able to see. Well, yeah, I guess you can. You can see that. So the glass looks crystal clear, right? But whenever you get up on it, there's like that real nice little haze on it. So let me go ahead and show you. So what my favorite way to clean it is I use this thing right here, or a sponge or something. But I also use magnet scrapers, but they're just not as effective as something like this. So I dip it, get it wet. You always want it wet. And look at that now. Now let me see if I can rinse that off with some water. And you see that right there, you see all that little stuff, and right here, boom, you can't see none of it. And then you go right here, like two inches over, you can see all that little haze. So whenever you clean your glass, it just makes it look crystal clear. Even if the glass looks clean, it's still probably dirty. So it only takes a day or two for that stuff to build back up. And then whenever you clean it, it just looks absolutely crystal clear, like you can see right here, and right here, and right here, and right here. Now I don't know if it's showing really well, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this glass, get this tank filled back up, pick the camera up here in a few minutes, guys.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, so as you can see, I got the tank filled back up and the outer glass cleaned off, and it's looking pretty good. Now it's probably gonna need a overnight to clear up and get nice and crystal clear again, but that's typical. But yeah, anyways, now it's time to move on to the next tanks in the fish room. So I'm gonna probably go ahead and start with this one right here. I'm gonna vacuum that one out, give it a nice big water change. The 40 gallon down there, the 92 above front, I'm probably gonna do this one last because I gotta do the filter. So I'm gonna take some water from this tank and put it down into there. So yeah, I gotta fill up a couple buckets of water from this tank and get started on it. This tank is awesome too. Everybody's looking really, really good in here. I wish I had the camera started earlier to really show you guys how the super red top hongies are starting to really fire up in here. So, but yeah, let me go ahead and get started doing this. I'll see you guys here in a few. I just went ahead and vacuumed this tank out. Now I do that probably twice a week, or I like to do it like twice a week for this aquarium right here, because it's a 10 gallon and there is a lot of fry and a lot of plecos in there. So now I got this tank draining right here, and I got this tank drained down just a little bit and everything unplugged. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this FX6 out of here and see what's inside of it. Now it's been quite some time, so it might look very, very bad, but I'll go ahead and make sure to show you guys this. Got all the tanks drained out. Now it's time to see what beholds in this mama jama. Guys, so moment of truth. Oh, it ain't even that bad. I'm telling you, I haven't opened this thing up in 6 months. I forgot the top tray is empty. We got some right there. Let's see. It really don't look that bad. Surprised I got these in there. I bet the next layer is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna take it out one layer at a time. Oh, I forgot you can't. It's cold out here, y'all. Look, you can see the snowflakes. Y'all see them? It's like 20 degrees out right now, so dedication. How's it going? Alright, let's see what this bad boy holds. It really don't even look that bad. You can tell the middle's draining real slow. It's always the middle ones, the middle circle. Let's just see. Not there, not there. Drop Maybe it is something in the bottom. No. Yeah, look, this is the main one that gets clogged up. See, it's hella nasty. Straight dookie. Yep. You see how the water just rush out? Mm-hmm. It's this little thin one. I'm not even about to put this back in because the filter really ain't even that dirty. Mm-hmm. It's just that one bottom one that's clogging it all back up. Alright, y'all, I'm just gonna pretty much squeeze this out in tank water until they're clear and put it back together, and I'll pick up the camera back in the fish room. Alright, y'all, so I got the FX6 all back together and hooked up. Now let's just cross our fingers and hope that it turns on and does what it's supposed to do whenever the time comes. But as you can see, once again, I got a little more carried away than I should have on the water change. It's probably about a 90-95% water change, but it's okay. These guys have probably been about 2 weeks since the last water change, so I'm sure they'll appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this tank filling back up and the glass cleaned and pick up the camera here in a few minutes. Alright guys, so I finally got this tank all the way filled up and everything all cleaned off. Now it's a little while later, I had one of my buddies come by, so I ended up just hanging out with him for a little bit, and he ended up getting some fish to take home to his tanks. So yeah, pretty fun night. It was a little eventful. It's pretty late now, it's like 2 a.m. So yeah, I'll just figure I'd go ahead and end out the video here and give you guys a quick little overview of what I did today. So this tank, I need to clean this glass. It's got some really hard spots on it because for some reason this trim up here is like leaking. Whenever I get the water up too high, it usually leaks down. But yeah, this tank's looking pretty good. I gotta do something with the python still, but of course all these fish are still really skittish and hide every time I come onto the tank, which is my Afro Kobu breeding group. If you guys didn't know, there is albinos and standard in here. So yeah, pretty cool. Them guys always hide, so kind of boring of a tank. Not this tank, but yeah, look at this tank right here. It's looking super good. I ended up cleaning the filter too, the sponge filter, even though it doesn't look like it. But yeah, you can definitely tell in person though. The tank is super crispy. The water spots are on the back glass, so if it wasn't for that, this tank would look amazing. But you'll have that. All the fish in here are looking really, really well, which is always a huge plus. And then this is the 90 gallon. It's already a little low. Ended up selling 16 fish out of this tank tonight, so super good. And then 4 of these little hybrids, so total of 20 fish today. Not too shabby, I'd say. Definitely needed this tank to slim down a little bit because the bio load was crazy. It was overstocked, so definitely nice to get a little bit more space in this aquarium, but it's still pretty much fully stocked, as you guys can see. But yeah, anyways, I know today was kind of like a pointless video, but I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys, or take you guys along, I should say, take you guys along for a little bit of stuff I do here in the fish room, especially off camera. A lot of people don't see this, so I figured I'd take you guys along and show you just a little bit of what I do. And that was only 4 aquariums and the smaller ones, so that was just a small little bits and pieces of what really goes on off camera. There's a lot of work that goes into these aquariums and keeping up with this fish room, so definitely. But that's probably it for today's video and for the maintenance that I'm going to be doing today, because it's already late. I ended up getting caught up with my boy, bullcrap and whatever, talking. But yeah, you'll have that, guys. But yeah, if you guys want to stay up to date with everything else going on in here in the fish room, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you guys get updated every time that I post a new video. But yeah, I'm probably going to end it out here on this note, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.